The Dems are in disarray, everyone. Oh, wait, scratch that. Sorry. Force of habit. I mean, actually, it is the Republicans who are in disarray. Desperate, hopeless disarray. And Trump hasn't even gotten into the Oval Office yet. So let me break it all down for you. It all centers around something that is called a CR, continuing resolution. It's a fancy term for a short-term spending bill that, if passed, it allows the federal government to stay open and running, keeping the lights on. Now, you might think that CRs would be common sense, right? You think there would be easy votes. Nope. In fact, one could argue that they're why multiple Republican House speakers have lost their gavels. Kevin McCarthy. The fact of the matter is there is a significant portion of congressional Republicans that will never vote to fund the government no matter what. And as a result, the House Speaker, in this case it's Mike Johnson, has to turn to Democrats to keep the lights on. Democrats, understandably, ask for concessions in return for their cooperation. And those concessions, that's what pisses off even more Republicans. And that's when speakers can find themselves in big trouble. Kevin McCarthy. This most recent round of CR negotiations have been so long, so grueling, so arduous, it seems that we have come to a breaking point. You could see a GOP civil war unfold. I want you to watch the current House Speaker Johnson attempt to defend the CR on the news, on Fox News, yesterday.
We have a choice. We have to fund those. We have to fund FEMA. We have to fund our farmers.
Right. And
Exactly.
Mr. Speaker, it's not just so you've got a bunch of Republicans who are angry at you. They don't like this. And just in a couple of weeks, you're going to stand once again to run for Speaker of the House. And you don't need a bunch of Democrats mad at you. But you know, and this is breaking news you do not know. You know who also does not like this? Elon Musk, the world's richest man, just tweeted, this bill should not pass. The only way you're going to be able to pass it now, Mr. Speaker, is with Democrats. If you could, what's your message to Elon Musk?
Well, I was communicating with Elon last night. Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together. And I was explaining to them the background of this. And Vivek and I talked last night about almost midnight. And he said, look, I get it. He said, we understand you're in an impossible position. Everybody knows that. Remember, guys, we still have just a razor-thin margin of Republicans. So any bill has to have Democrat votes. They understand the situation. They said, it's not directed to you, Mr. Speaker, but we don't like the spending. I said, guess what, fellas? I don't either. We got to get this done because here's the key. By doing this, we are clearing the decks and we are setting up for Trump to come in roaring back with the America First agenda. That's what we're going to run with gusto beginning January 3rd when we start the new Congress, when Republicans, again, are in control. And all of our fiscal conservative friends, I'm one of them, will be able to finally do the things that we've been wanting to do for the last couple of years. Right now, Democrats still control the pens, and that's the problem. So we got to get this thing done so we don't have the shutdown, so we get the short-term funding measure, and we get to March where we can put our fingerprints on the spending. That's when the big changes start, and we can't wait to get there.
Right. Unfortunately for Speaker Johnson, it seems his so-called text chain with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, well, it didn't go so well. Shortly after Johnson's appearance on Fox News, Musk tweeted, and I quote, any member of the House or Senate who votes for this outrageous spending bill deserves to be voted out in 2 years. Yikes. Musk isn't alone in voicing his displeasure with Johnson. Fellow text chain member Ramaswamy also got in on the action.
Congress is about to pass a bill that blows away your taxpayer money, but they made it over 1,500 pages long so you wouldn't read it. I did you a favor. I read it for you. It's supposed to be about keeping government operations open and providing disaster relief aid to hurricane victims, which I'm sympathetic to. But if you read the bill carefully, it contains pay raises for members of Congress, and I'm not making this up, an expansion of their federal health benefits. It contains all kinds of special interests and pork funding, including opening up a new stadium in Washington, D.C. It renews the Global Engagement Center, which is a key node of the censorship industrial complex. And the worst part is, they didn't want you to know about any of it, and that's why they made this a last-minute jam job. The reason I'm co-heading DOGE is I think we need outsiders to bring actual accountability to Washington, D.C. So feel free to call your congressman and let him know how you feel about it.
The fact of the matter is that passing a 3-month funding bill should not be so hard. This may sound like I'm being partisan, but I'm not. I'm sorry. Republicans are just very bad at governing. Yes, governing is messy. It's complicated. But when you're an adult, you make compromises, you get real, and you get shit done. Republicans in recent years have just not been able to get their acts together. It is a big part of the reason why Kevin McCarthy, as I said, was ousted as Speaker. And it now looks like Mike Johnson could go the way of Kevin McCarthy.
Good God, if it's not for you, this thing may be done. I mean that. Because guess what we're going to have to do here? We need some, the metaphorical wet work. We got to man the ramparts, got to light people up today. You cannot, under any circumstances, vote for this bill. And you got to tell them flat out, I would. If you vote for a pay raise for yourself, you vote for someone that's buried in their pay raise, and you vote for a opt-out of Obamacare, and I can't, you're going to do that, and I ain't getting a raise. I don't care what, you're going to get turfed out of here. You're never going back to Congress. That's the attitude you got to take now. This is why Birch Gold, hey, I'm just saying, it's $40 trillion 400 days from now, as sure as the turning of the earth. And we're never going to pay off a penny of that face amount of that debt. Not one penny will we ever pay off. Because, folks, the not the net payment, but the gross payment on interest is going to be, I don't know, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 trillion dollars all in. Well, Steve, isn't that a little high? Hey, I haven't been wrong yet. And the $1 trillion every 100 days. Don't buy gifts to the kids. Don't buy gifts to the grandkids. Your grandkids and your children sitting around the tree. If you allow this to happen, we're just burning it all down. They say, "Oh, Bannon, all you guys do, your hair's on fire, burn it." No, this audience, no. We want to save it. Yes, it's got to be purged and reformed. And look at this thing up here. It's so corrupt and so incompetent and so gutless. Why didn't you demand? Why didn't you guys demand when he wouldn't show you the thing? Why didn't you go in and kick down the door and say, "Look, we're running up here in the 20s. You're not going to play any games. You're not going to give us something," and I look like a fool because you all look like fools. You can't blame him on Johnson. He's got to go. He's got to go. And people are sitting there, well, President Trump supports him. Well, hey, President Trump supports him until he doesn't support him. President Trump supports him until he doesn't support him. If somebody's got to show some leadership here, then, hey, I'll take it. I'll take that one. In the Navy, you don't volunteer, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. Somebody's got to do this.
And it's not just media personalities like Steve Bannon saying this. The murmurs are spreading like wildfire on Capitol Hill.
Is this one toast as well, then? In other words, is Speaker Johnson jeopardizing becoming Speaker again?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. It is not something that is going to earn favor with the conference that we are looking at such an enormous bill heading into Christmas. We should not. I mean, my message to the Speaker privately, and I'll say to you, and I'm trying to give respect, to try to move this through. If we can, try to figure out how to get it to the right place. But what we ought to do is just do a simple CR with a very simple, small amount of disaster supplemental for the people in tents in North Carolina, and that's it. That's what we were talking about doing. But what this has now become is a Christmas tree bill, and it should not be moving forward. And the Speaker should not bring it up today. We should not vote on it in less than 24 hours of having seen 1,550 pages of text.
There's no way.
Suffice to say, I don't know if Mike Johnson is poised to enjoy a very Merry Christmas. House Republicans have already tossed out names of 3 potential replacements: the House Majority Whip, Tom Emmer of Minnesota, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan of Ohio, and Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida. Lord, what a clown car. What do you all think? Why can't Republicans get their acts together? Why are they just bad at governing? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. We are thrilled to have you as one of our watchers, so thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button as well, and that way you can be notified about all of our new content. There's plenty of it for you. We're live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop more videos at 2 p.m. Eastern and at 5 p.m. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon Nation, of the Lemon community. Members receive access to special community posts, exclusive content, and live shows. So just head right over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.